So the best way you can make money inside of Plants vs. Brainrot is very, very simple, and I'm going to be showing you in today's video the best guide around for doing so. So starting off, first things first is there are a few different things you should try to take advantage of whenever you are grinding this game for money especially. So first things first is we're going to look at the basics. So you're going to have 7 potential rows right here. So you want to first prioritize getting these. Now obviously that can be a bit difficult considering if you don't have all of this stuff, but one of the main things to note is I would recommend getting all of these slots built out as fast as possible and then grinding all of these before you rebirth, especially because I know it is a bit tempting to want to rebirth, but as a note, you should definitely rebirth only once you have enough progress to do so. So you don't want to rebirth and waste all your potential. But first things first is to note with rebirths, one of the main things is you unlock a bigger island. So the bigger island, all it does is it increases this section, which pretty much just gives you more Brainrot slots. Now the next thing to note is when you also rebirth, you get increased money and increased luck, which means better one spawn in and so on. But once again, you do want to make sure that you are trying to have a good balance before you do so. But I'd recommend making sure your garden or plots are very strong before you actually start rebirthing, because one of the main things is when you rebirth, right, you're not making enough money. And then therefore, if you rebirth too early, it's going to be too hard to get back into it because the things are going to be stronger and harder to kill. But one of the main things first to note is don't sit, this is just a little tip of mine, don't sit and manually collect like that. Just click equip best Brainrots, right? It'll equip the best ones you have and collect all the money. I mean, that's really just out of convenience, but you get what I mean. Now, the next thing is you want to make sure you join their Discord server. So if you go to the game page and just scroll down to their community thing, join it there. So they have a notifier for when this stuff comes in stock. And I was able to get this tomato one right here, which is the best one in the game. I was able to get this one out of luck. Pretty much. It does a ton of damage, but now that allows me to do really well when I rebirth. But one of the main things is going to be out of all of the ones you can get, you should try to prioritize also selling. So I auto sell this pretty much as of right now because there's some legendaries that come through that are decent and whatnot, but that doesn't mean I don't not use them, because as you see, this epic right here has a 1500 a second. There's other ones that are really good. This epic right here, 1300. So you do want to make sure you're not just deleting and selling every single one that comes through because you have one mythic. So the first thing is if you see it, right, the bigger the physical one is, that does mean the better. So that's something I like about this game. Also, I could just check the stock. Something good came in. Ooh, we got a watermelon and a dragon fruit. That's nice. So one of the main things to note is there are sizes. So as you see, this one's like 15 kg, right? And this one's golden and 13 kg or 10 kg and so on, right? So there's different variants to them. So you want to make sure visually, right? If say you're auto deleting epics and you see an epic like this guy right here, and he's absolutely huge, I'd recommend going in and turning that off. Now, one of the main reasons you probably want to leave that on though is if you are AFKing over a long time, you might run out of inventory space. So you just want to make sure you have that set. But then besides that, the best thing you can do realistically is AFK, buy as many of these slots as you can and just keep grinding. But that's pretty much it for the video. It's pretty simple. Another thing to note is you can take advantage of some of these potions to get better resources wise, and once again, make sure you do rebirth. But for the most part, that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions about this game, make sure to drop a comment and I will answer it. But anyways,